Hey, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about 3 mistakes to avoid on your CRNA School resume. So let's jump in. Number one, don't bury the good stuff. All right, the first page of your resume is prime real estate. It's the creme de la creme. Everything that you are most proud of should live on the first page. Imagine the person who's reading your resume has just spent the last 6 hours looking through applications and they are getting tired and over it and they just want to be done. That's what happens, unfortunately. Are people really going to sit down and read every single line of your resume? No. So what does that mean for you? That means that your resume needs to be strategic, concise, and clear. That means that if you only had the opportunity to tell this person the top 3 things that make you stand out, that are the reasons why they should accept you into their program, those things need to be on the front page. So for example, if you were a nursing student instructor and if you taught, that's kind of a big deal. That makes you different. Not many people are instructors. Make sure that hits the first page. Or another example, say you were a firefighter. That's really cool. You have been under a lot of stressful situations and life or death scenarios. Make sure that also hits the front page. So my point here is you do not need to always follow the traditional flows of resumes that you see. If there is something that is unique to you that you definitely want them to see and take note of, work it into the front page of your resume. Yes, generally there is a flow. You typically put the education at the top, then followed by your certifications and any research experience. But if there is something that makes you really unique, say you have a really stellar volunteer section, some things that you are super proud of, move it to the front page. All right, the second mistake to avoid. The second mistake to avoid is avoid repetition. Let me say that again. Avoid repeating yourself. Okay, sorry. You couldn't help it. Particularly, I see a lot of repetition in the work experience section. If you've worked on a couple of different units, but you've taken care of patients who are mechanically ventilated with invasive lines and on-vasoactive drips in all 3 of those places, don't repeat it in every single work experience. Maybe consider breaking that down, putting it at the top under a general skills section. If you have a lot of those repetitive things, A lines, central lines, PA catheters, CRRT, mechanical ventilation, don't be repeating that under every single work experience, especially if your resume is already close to 2 pages and trickling over into that 3rd page. It's just really repetitive and people are going to get bored, and then you're going to be diluting those things that really make you stand out. Like if you were an ACLS instructor or you led a code blue team, you want those things to really pop. So don't be repeating yourself under every single experience that you've had. If it's super repetitive, again, extract it, put it into a skill section at the top. And that's one of the things that we did in one of our resume templates. And we have resume templates for sale in our shop. But if you are one of those people who were a travel nurse and you worked at 4 different cardiac ICUs and you're taking care of a lot of the similar types of patients, you don't want to be repeating it under each one. Anyway, I'm repeating myself now. You get the idea. The 3rd mistake to avoid is stop being fluffy. We know that you are collaborating with a multidisciplinary team, okay? You do not need to say that. I have seen multiple 1-page resumes score interviews. It's really about the quality of content that you have on your resume, not the quantity. Stop putting things on there that are so generic and soft. I'm sorry, a little tough love here, but I have been looking at a lot of resumes. People can tell when you're just trying to fill your resume up just to make it seem a little more full. You really want certain things to pop. Your leadership experience, your research experience, and the fact that you're an overachiever. So if you're diluting your resume down by continually provided education to patients and family members, All right, that's great. But is it really necessary to say that on your resume? I don't think so. All right. So, in conclusion, your resume is really a key part of your application. It needs to be clear, it needs to be concise, it needs to highlight who you are as a candidate and paint that picture of the why. Okay. Why do you want to become a CRNA? Why this program? Why are you a good fit for this school? So, just to recap, the three mistakes to avoid on your CRNA school resume is number one, don't bury the good stuff. Number two, avoid repetition. And number three, stop being fluffy. So just keep in mind, spend some quality time on your resume, have multiple people look it over. Make sure you're not just trying to stuff it with a bunch of different things that really aren't going to be moving the needle for you. You want to make the things that you have done really pop. So take some time to work on your resume. If you need help, we have CRNA School resumes, templates already set up for you in our shop. But anyway, that's all for this week. I will talk to you next time.